Wager Talk Today, the gold standard of sports betting shows where we talk the talk and walk the walk. Dan, I told you before the show, I'm feeling frisky. We're gonna give out some big time nuggets today. What do we got?
Oh yeah, we're dropping nuggets on the show here today. And yeah, there's nothing better than Andy coming on here with some good vibes. It gets the show moving right away. Andy's coming frisky, he's coming proper, and we're coming your way with some best bets. If you want to bet the Hall of Fame game tonight, best of luck to you, but we're going to break down the whole thing for you. We might even have a Thursday hammer for you in the Hall of Fame game tonight between the Cardinals and the Panthers. We got some best bets coming your way. Joe Raineri is going to be here talking MLB, but Andy, Wager Talk Today play of the day, and I believe you'd like to bring in a guest star for this one, correct?
There's a lot going on with this one. So yeah, we need to bring on Yanni here. So all right, so Yanni, you know I love my theories, right? About my dumb theory. So it's not, and they're not dumb theories, they profit. But I would like to play a drop that I just made for the three of you to watch because we have a theory in play this
Is
week.
the new baby ruining your favorite athlete's game? It's time to fade the baby theory. Millions are made when they miss sleep. Maximize your edge and cash in tonight. Bet smarter. Fade the baby.
The baby theory, boys. Let's go. Yanni, did you even know this?
I've heard it. I've heard it from you before.
All right. So here's what we have going on. Miles Johns versus Jesse Rosas. Miles Johns is 32 years old. Jesse Rosas is 23 years old. The 32-year-old isn't the one that just had the baby. It's the 23-year-old, Yanni. Jesse Rosas is the brother of I don't want to say superstar, but he's a star. Raul Rosas.
Yeah.
So this Rosas family has a bunch of siblings, it turns out. And it may look like Raul Rosas is trying to pull some favors. So we got a young guy who's got an inflated record who fights some dog shit opponents. They've got a sister who fights some horrible opponents. And they got another brother that fights opponents in promotions that they own. So here's my theory, Yanni. This guy who's not very good, inflated record, just had a baby. Raul Rosas pulls some strings. My brother needs a paycheck. Please get him a fight. Miles Johns is coming off of 3 straight losses, except he's a real fighter. This guy went to split with John Matsumoto, which I thought he won. He's got striking. He's got wrestling. He's 32. This Rosas guy is a fade all day. I have fade the baby theory. I have fade the guy whose brother got him in of the promotion and got him a fight theory. It's minus 162. I use this as a parlay piece, and I will just tell you what I did with my own money. I parlayed Miles Johns with Moldavsky on the PFL card, who is fighting the corpse of Bruno Capoloza, who I didn't even know was still fighting in the game. He hasn't won a fight since he tested positive for steroids. This is just right up my alley. I have a fade the baby theory. I have a fade the guy whose brother got him a fight. I got to fade the guy who hasn't won since he's been off of steroids. This is right up my alley. Your thoughts?
I 100% agree. First, with Capolazzi, I mean, I know he's Brazilian, but he must have some kind of connections in Charlotte because he's got no business in this fight. Like you said, he got dating back to 2022. His only win is against Rodrigo Duarte, and that's actually in his last fight. But it was a fight that was ineligible to count towards MMA. So who knows what they were doing? And prior to that, I mean, he hasn't had all that much success. So I 100% agree with that. And it's one of those that I wouldn't wait because the line's probably going to continue to climb. But on the UFC card, I agree with Fade and Jesse Rosas here. In fact, I'm shooting at UFC Apex today, covering this card, and I like the John side. I definitely agree with the overrated at 8-1 and having the weakest strength of schedule. I mean, again, he's coming off a decent win against Ruano, who did have at least experience, 33 pro fights. But prior to that, dude, he had a win in a promotion called 559 fights against a guy who's 9-15. He went over and fought in Uriah Faber's promotion, got beat like against a 6-5 guy when he was 5-0. Yeah, I just have no reason to not fade him in this spot, especially with John's having his back against the wall. Like, this is a veteran who knows the situation right now. He knows why they have this young kid, set up to kind of make it easy on the UFC. But I think he's going to make it difficult on them. I like John's here, and I wouldn't be surprised if we get an even cheaper price than the 155 it's sitting at now, because I think Rosa is going to be one of those public dogs where they think he's live, especially with the youth and all of that. So I agree with the Thursday Hammer 110%.
Oh, I got that. That's not even the Thursday Hammer. I have another play that's that's just the play of the day. We got a Thursday Hammer coming on.
Even grosser.
It's even grosser. All right. So Yanni, what do you have? We got a pretty good MLB card, a lot of games going on, and we got some monster WNBA games. I've got some pretty strong thoughts on WNBA. Interested what you're seeing in the accounts.
I got a ton of information. I'll be quick. WNBA, one side actually sticks out the most, and that's Vegas. Vegas at +1.5 and money line sprinkle on the Vegas side. Now, Major League Baseball also getting some action. I narrowed down what I thought was the most legit. Again, a lot of overnights and a lot of manipulation. It's the end of the year. All the attention's on the NFL and college football right now. In fact, the Knights Hall of Fame game already, I'm looking at the back end of a sheet I have, which has a ton of players. There's more money bet so far, and it's 9 a.m. here in Vegas. More money's bet on the Hall of Fame game tonight than in the entire Major League Baseball card, the entire WNBA card, and we could throw in the UFC, PFL, all of that. There's more money at risk right now on Carolina versus Arizona. So let me get the baseball out of the way, and then I'll share the football for you. 951 Pittsburgh +120 and the under 7.5 in that Pittsburgh game. 954, they laid the chalk with the Phillies again, laying -280. Who says wise guys don't like laying chalk? They have no problem doing it. They only look at implied win probability. So if the implied win probability is 80%, and the line's -320, 330, they're going to lay it all day. They have no problems doing it. 955, Miami, +155, 150, +145. Then they went under 10.5 in LA and Baltimore, and they went over 7.5 in Detroit, Seattle, over 8.5 Minnesota, Kansas City. Finally, Cleveland, -105, 110, and 115, and the under 7.5. And then 971 Toronto, even money, and -105. Public's heavy right now. What's sticking out to me, I'm seeing a lot of love for Cleveland and the Cubs. For whatever reason, Cleveland and the Cubs are on a ton of parlays. And yes, this is that time of the year where baseball is attracting mostly parlay money and not a ton of straight action from the recreational bettors. Now, finally, in that NFL game, don't be surprised. This is what's going to happen throughout the entire preseason and even during the regular season, where you have betting syndicates that are both profitable long-term on opposite sides, because these guys are betting strictly numbers, not teams. They have a particular number, and that's what they're comparing their line to, and that's it. If there's value, they bet it. And that's why we saw Carolina get bet at a pick'em, and we saw Arizona get bet at +1.5. Again, when you have a small move like that, you don't see it all that often. Usually you'll see that around key numbers of 3, 7, where you have sharps on both sides, but at different numbers. But here, I think it's a case of these week 1 lines in the NFL for regular season and even earlier preseason, like the Hall of Fame game. It's a line that's been up for a while. The opening line came out in May for this, where they try to attract a little bit of attention and there's nothing to talk about. So they talk NFL and they put out some numbers. And that was the case there, where they put out Carolina as slight favorite and you saw Arizona money come in. And since then, you saw a little Carolina. It's good two-way action from the betting public. That's why I don't think you're going to see much line movement on the side unless you see wise guys like take another big significant position. And I just don't see that happening in this game. Also, the total, another spot where we're seeing two-way action. And it makes sense because it's around those numbers that matter. And when you're talking preseason, we expect lower scoring games. Lower scoring games mean every point matters more. Like if the total's in the 70s, a half a point, 1 point means absolutely nothing. But a total in the 30s, every half point matters. And with here, we saw under 36 get bet. And then we saw over 33.5, 34.5. Some of those books that went as low as 33.5 got hit over, and even 34 got hit. But we did see the under get hit earlier at 36. Now, the public is betting this total under. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the total drop back to that 33.5, even 33 range. Because again, it's preseason. There's one game on the board, primetime television action, and public money will outweigh sharp money. And even though the books are comfortable if they find themselves on the side of the sharps and they're heavy side public, it's only to a certain degree. And that's when you'll see, a little bit of line movement. So again, don't be surprised if you see this line drop on the total, because that's where you're getting more one-sided money. But on the side, you're going to get two-way action when it's around a pick 'em, and that's exactly what's happening.
All right, so we haven't given away a 3-day pass in a while. So, Yanni, I heard something. I may have to go head-to-head with your sharps. So I say to your sharps, care to make things interesting with this Aces and Fever WNBA game? I'll take the Fever all day long. The Fever is on an absolute heater. I have them as a client play. So
I have them winning the game. Actually, I just looked now. Our implied win probability has Indiana winning this game 54% of the time and losing it 46% of the time. So the spread should be about Indiana -2.5. That's what this number should actually be.
Okay, well let's go head to head with the sharps. All right,
with the sharps. Yeah, I like your Indiana side actually.
Andy and Yanni. Yeah, Andy and Yanni teaming up here. Mm-hmm. I mean, come on here. We're
wise guys, smize guys, bro. Give us Indiana.
All right. All right. So if you agree with the wise guys, in the comment section after this show is over, type wise guys and your WagerTalk username. If you agree with schmize guys, Andy and Yanni, type schmize guys and your WagerTalk username, and whoever wins tonight. Yanni, this Fever team, I don't like them personality wise. They're a dysfunctional bunch, but man, when they step on the court, these girls are fantastic basketball players. So I hate the drama that's surrounding the team.
I'm liking it more and more. I like the Indiana side.
Yeah, I hate the drama that's surrounding them. But basketball wise, when Caitlin Clark and Sophie and Kelsey Mitchell are on point, this team's a juggernaut, like really, really good. So Andy and Yanni, the schmize guys, going up against the wise guys. Leave it in the comment section after the show, and we will give away a free 3-day pass. So Dan and I have been breaking down some NFL futures at the end of each show. We're going to be breaking down the Broncos, actually, their win total. What are you seeing in the futures market? I have not seen much movement. We've got some contract extensions, some injuries, but I haven't seen anything drastic in the markets. Have you seen anything?
No, but speaking of your Denver Broncos, I'm high on Denver. They actually make my top 10 as far as power rating wise. Wow. I think if they could strengthen that offense, this is a very, very dangerous team because they have a manageable schedule. I know early on it seems difficult, but again, I just look at the data and based on season win totals, there's 16, 17 teams that have a more difficult schedule than Denver does. And you have a top 5, top 3 defense in efficiency. That's going to keep you in games. We have them winning only about 9 point something games. But again, with season win totals, I talked about that. Most teams on paper, they're going to either way exceed or way underperform, because in the NFL, you're talking about a sample size of 16, 17, 20 games max. There's no statistical significance there. So teams can outperform their data. They could, outperform the betting market more so than other sports. And again, that's why I do think you will see teams that win 12 games, even though we don't have anyone handicapped to win more than 11 point something. I do think we'll have a couple 12-game winners. But I'm interested to hear the breakdown on Denver because, again, the AFC is weak, man. The top teams are all in the NFC. So I think with the AFC, you got a wide open conference, and I think you'll get some future value because of it. Where with the NFC, it's a little bit more top-heavy. It's Seattle, it's Rams, it's Philadelphia. It's who are those teams? You could throw in Detroit, throw in San Francisco. Which of those teams is actually going to rise to the top? But in the AFC, I think it's a lot more wide open. I mean, you got Houston in the mix, Baltimore in the mix, Buffalo in the mix. All those teams are within like a point, 2 points of each other, and Denver in the mix. So, yeah, I'm interested to see that breakdown, and I'm not seeing a lot of futures action. As I talked about, I finalized my season win totals and my futures to win national championship, win the Super Bowl. Because of that fact, these lines have been up for a while. The value's being extracted, like the betting syndicates, wise guys, even sharp NFL bettors, guys that just focus on NFL and actually win year after year. They've been betting these season win totals and futures to win the conference, to make the playoffs, not make the playoffs. Those bets have been getting hit for the last 3, 4, 5 weeks. So by now, you expect them to be bet into shape, that where there's no value either way. So I wasn't surprised to not see much movement unless there's a significant injury in the preseason or a cluster of injuries. You're not going to see much adjustment, definitely on season win totals and not even, on those future lines that they put out week to week. So I think, again, barring any preseason key injuries, what you're looking at is pretty much what we're going to have heading into the regular season.
Haven't talked to you since Monday. I have not seen massive movements on any of these UFC fights. Curious if anything sticks out to you. I will point out Gigi Canuto lost on the last, televised episode of The Ultimate Fighter, and they bring her in to face Carol Foro. And by no surprise, Carol Foro is minus 285. I agree with that line. Gigi, I love her. Everyone loves her. She's one of those like polarizing to look at. She's got a cool voice and an accent, and she has cardio for one round, and then she gets like boat raced. So I would not lay the minus 285 on Carol Foro because I think the books nailed this one. I was hoping to get a great line on this one, but I'm not getting it. Other than that, I can't really see any inefficiencies right now in the market. What do you see?
No, and what's the only thing that sticks out to me is, except for the Dyer Nurgazi line, every single favorite has moved in that direction. So if you like an underdog, there's been absolutely zero reason to get to the window early because the line's moving in favor of the favorite. And I think if we see any sharp dog action, it'll probably come fight day because of that. And again, I've repeated it before, but we are looking at an outlier 7 months into the season. Now we're into the 8th month, and favorites they went 12-2 last week versus the closing line, and they are now about 74%. Underdogs are over 30, almost 40% below their historical win rate for 2026. So you would expect to see 4 out of 10 more dogs cashing throughout this season that haven't done so. Now, will we progress towards that mean and start to see more dogs like we're a 14-fight card? Are we going to start to see 9 favorites, 5 dogs, 10 favorites, 6 dogs, something like that? Are we going to start seeing that? I'm not too sure, but you expect it. Like, as inefficient as the MMA market is, it's still efficient enough that you shouldn't have outliers well into statistically significant sample sizes. So we're over 315 fights in. Like, again, if it's ever going to happen, it's got to start happening. So I know I keep saying it. If you're betting the favorites and you've made money, God bless you. Protect that profit. But if you like the dogs, probably shouldn't be too scared to bet them, because I do think we're looking at some overpriced favorites, and every line's moving towards the favorite. Like, again, if they win, they're going to win. So whether they were minus 290 or now 350, you cash the ticket. But if you're only betting one day, you could approach it that way. But if you're going to bet next week, the week after that, the year after that, you got to try to get down at good prices. And, betting minus 380 because you think he's going to win when it was 280 4 days ago isn't a good bet. But it's been cashing in MMA. It works until it doesn't. So that's what really sticks out to me. I'm trying to look at some dogs that hopefully jump off the page. Quarantillo, I thought, was a little bit live. The only concern there is his situation with him. The baby, there's a situation there also that he's dealt with and coming off the injury and moving up in weight. But I just don't think Fajeda should be close to a 2-1 favorite. And I'm trying to pick off some dogs, but it's hard. Like, nothing really jumped off the page as far as the underdogs go, except where was that one? There was one. We talked about it.
I had a dog. I played it because I thought it would move in the favor of the dog, and it didn't. And everybody is betting on the favorites. Like, I was like, oh, I got a dog on this card, and every fight has moved towards the favorite.
That's why I like Richie Miranda at plus 250 or better. Right now, I could have got that already, but now it's up to 260 at some places, 265. Like, why should I bet it now? Let me sit back and see. I mean, because you see that, like, it's as low as plus 200 and as high as, like, at Bet Online is plus 260. Other places is plus 220. Plus, again, these lines are all moving towards the favorite. So you're going to get some good prices on dogs. It's just wait a little bit and have outs to shop. Because, again, if I like Miranda, I could get 260 at one spot or plus 200 at another spot. Like, that's a big difference in price. So, yeah. And it's all because of the risk that they have on these favorites. Again, I've talked to sports books, guys that have just been crying about MMA, telling me, dude, you have no idea. Guys that have never won, are hitting 7-fighter parlays, 8-fighter parlays. They're like, they're cashing week after week. And good for them. God bless them. They got to win too sometimes. But eventually, that doesn't last. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when you start making minus 250 favorites, minus 350, that's going to catch up with those bettors. They only have to lose a couple of those, and all that profit's gone. Because, again, the margin for error when you're laying that kind of chalk is very slim. You lay minus 300, you got to now win 3 bets to make up for that when you lose it. There's not too, you lose a minus 600. Now you got to win 6 bets just to get back to that where you were. Like, do you have that discipline to now have to win 6 bets?
Hell no.
Or are you
going to? No way. No.
The Hall of Fame game tonight. That's what betting those big favorites does to you. That the one day it goes bad, like, you're looking at the screen and not knowing what to do. You now owe more money than you should. And it's like, what do I do? Do I chase? And it all goes back to, you place good bets, you get good numbers, the world opens up to you with endless opportunities. If you gamble, you chase, you bet for action, you're always like tense. There's always like, you're on, like, teetering on the cliff all the time.
Yes.
That's no way to live. It's no way to live.
All right, so Dan, let's cue up the Thursday Hammer. Before just real quick, I want to tell something here real quick. There's a bare knuckle fighting play that I really liked, and one book had a favorite as minus 160. Another book had it mistakenly as the other minus 160, and somebody emailed customer service, and thank God they did, because they were like, "What's going on with the odds change? Was there news that came out about this?" And I responded to them and I was like, no, a book made a mistake.
Yep.
They accidentally have the odds flip. And this happens. This is especially
More than
in
you would assume.
smaller markets, more than you would know. And I was like, do not play the other book that made a mistake. It will immediately flag your account. It's so tempting if you're like, oh, I get minus 160 on one book, but plus 130 on another. If you know it's a mistake and you play that plus 130, your account's going to get flagged. You're probably going to get limited. You're on their radar. It sucks because it's their mistake, but protect your account. Do not take advantage of when a book makes a mistake. And honestly, your bet's probably going to get voided. That's the other thing that's going to happen to it. So I just want to throw that out there. If you see
I got to figure out how to fix this filter because I feel like my screen looks like I'm at the mall getting glamour shots. I don't know if something clicked.
You're fine. All right, let's do the Thursday hammer. Play the drop.
Let's do it.
All right, the minus 240 Braves hit last week on the Thursday
fire, baby.
So
we're on fire.
All right, so the Thursday hammer this week comes to us from X Twitter account Wager Whisperer. So because it's the Wager Whisperer, all right, everybody here, come in close. Come in close. Yanni, come in close to the camera here.
Philly minus 320.
All right, we got Panthers money line on the Hall of Fame game. The Carolina Panthers with more returning offensive continuity, early market support lean towards the Panthers. Preseason openers often favor the team with the more stable QB rotation. So the Wager Whisperer Thursday hammer is the Carolina Panthers. Shh.
Keep that on the low. We don't want them going to 3-point favorite before we could all get down. We don't need that in our lives right now.
I love the reasoning too. Preseason openers often favor the team with a more. Could you have a more vague reason for a bet than the preseason opener often feature the team with the more stable quarterback rotation? Kenny Pickett is a stable. I'm sorry, I just break the whispering. I mean, what are we doing?
I got to be honest. I kind of like them. I looked up their account. I kind of like them. They give out some pretty good information and reasoning for some of their bets. But the Wager Whisperer,
I didn't bet it, but I lean Carolina.
All right. So yeah, Yanni, what do you have up for everybody on this Thursday?
Yeah, a busy day. I released a 4% in Major League Baseball to my subscribers. Didn't put it in a package. That's for subscribers only. There's only 2 other Major League Baseball signs that I'm looking at. If I can confirm, I'll fire. Otherwise, I won't. I'm leaning Detroit and San Diego. That's the only thing that's on the page. Otherwise, NFL, 4% on the Hall of Fame game. Listen, you get confirmation. It lines up with everything that I have going in, and I have to fire. So we got a 4% in tonight's Hall of Fame game as well. The UFC package is up. 2 premiums are in there, both 4% best bets. And of course, NFL season win totals with the Super Bowl futures in one package, college football season win totals, and college football national championship package. They are all available. Jump on board for the football season. Finished number 1 in profit. NFL, college football combined last year. Looking to do even better this year. So, yeah, we are on fire for tonight. And hopefully I'm able to confirm a little bit more, but no steam sheet because I will be at the UFC taping a couple shows today. And real quickly, man, if you have your job, hold on to it. I've been in need of a personal assistant. And yesterday I put an ad on Indeed and I put it for 5 days. You know what I mean? I was like, pay for 5 days. I figure out, hopefully I find some candidates. Bro, I swear to you, within 2.5 hours, I had to turn it off. Like I shut it down and stopped accepting applications because I'm like, I can't get through this many in that many times. Like there was like 103 people applied for it within 2.5 hours. And when I looked at the applications, dude, this was like people that had degrees that like, no lie, like they were paralegals and working at like good jobs. Like they have higher degrees than I do. People with like masters and they're like if you look at my job description, it's like walk the dog, clean his litter box, his poop box. Dude, like, you gotta know what you're signing up for. Do my laundry, get my lunch, like my laundry, like that kind of shit.
Fix
jackpots,
stuck Red Rocket. That's part of it.
I swear to you, I just and it's still people with like such credentials, bro. And they're like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll
pick up shit. Yeah, dude, it's rough out there.
Again, it's tough. It's tough. God bless you, man. And this isn't a knock on anyone. It just shows just how difficult times are for everyone. So yeah, it's just a public service announcement. Protect what you got, because when it's gone, like, desperate times call for desperate measures. You don't want to get there. So hopefully I find a good candidate, and I have help because I really need it with football coming. And best of luck to all the rest of the week. I won't be here tomorrow because I have a endoscopy early in the morning. But yeah, I'll be ready to go for the weekend, and Lance Call and Steam Room on Saturday. Best of luck, brother. And let's go Hammer. Let's hit that Carolina tonight.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
RJ says we're going to go from mocking these guys to picks to following and subscribing. Yeah, listen, long term. Yeah, well, if they can prove it, all for it. I pick one from social media every Thursday, and they've been very, very good. They've been better than the free plays. They've been better than the free plays. I've been the shit I've been giving out on this show this week. I'll freely admit when my picks are awful. So we've kept Joe waiting for way too long. So let's bring on Joe. We're going to do the Hall of Fame game after Joe. We're going to bring in the Denver Broncos over under win total. So Joe, happy Thursday. How are you, sir?
I'm telling you, the hammer never fails at apparently a very stable group of quarterbacks headlined by Pickett, who will play all of 6 snaps. And then you get Haynes King, undrafted.
He's in my handicap.
Tech. So
he's in my handicap.
Yes.
Cash that guy to score a rushing touchdown, Joe, tonight. This guy was money that last year.
Yeah. Nothing says stable like an undrafted Georgia Tech quarterback who's going to play and be in the game in the second half when the game matters the most. Just letting everybody understand what's happening. And by the way, how many guys has Carolina already lost to injury so far in the preseason? Yeah. How many you think Canales is going to what? Roll the dice in the Hall of Fame? Here's the best bet of the night. You ready? Bet the tie. It ends in a draw. Is there a 3-way? It'll be 7-7 and then stop the game because it's awful on so many levels. Terrible.
Yeah, actually, that's a perfect segue. I mean, we weren't planning on talking the Hall of Fame game with you, Joe, but I do have, the game graphic. People like getting what the odds are and everything like that. So we have the game graphic for tonight's Hall of Fame game. Yeah, that's what we have going tonight. So yeah,
that's actually more exciting, that picture, than the game will be. I can tell you that right now. I'd be willing to put more money on the dog to the right than the dog on the left. That's telling you right now. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it'll be certainly easier to watch. That's for sure.
Hammer
Joe.
never fails. Oh,
never.
Word.
Never fails. Never forget the hammer. All right, Joe. Let's get serious here, right? Let's talk Twins and Royals here. If the Royals actually got to play the Twins a little bit more, Joe, maybe they wouldn't be in last place in the AL Central, because it's like the only team that they seem to be able to win against. 8-4 against Minnesota this year. They've already gotten the series win in tow. Not that it matters much, but they're going for the sweep here today. Are the Royals? How do you see this one shaking out, Joe?
Can you just put up the picture of the dogs again? Because I'm fairly certain that's exactly what watching this game is going to feel like here. So, yeah, it works out perfectly. Kansas City taking on the Twins. I don't think any picture says more than this. But the reality is, listen, Bailey Ober just faced this Kansas City team, I think July 30th, right? Last week. And he got away with murder. There were a lot of hard-hit balls in that game that Bailey Ober did not pay the price for. And Michael Wacha, I love Wacha. I've made a lot of money with Michael Wacha over the last couple of years. Flies under the radar. All the guy does is he goes out there. He doesn't give up home runs, doesn't walk guys. He's a first 5 under machine. They just can't score runs for any pitcher, and that's been the problem here. But he has been absolutely fantastic. And again, this year, I thought he'd be traded already. I thought he'd be on a contender. But for some reason, Kansas City stayed pat with everyone they have, including Lugo there, which didn't make any sense. But you're going to give Kansas City a second crack at Bailey Ober, who doesn't strike anybody out anymore, which is a bit of a problem. You got a Kansas City team on the verge of a sweep, who also just got Bobby Witt Jr. back, which you know is going to be great for them. I do not trust. I don't know what Minnesota was doing buying anything at the deadline, but they've lost 4 straight since. I don't see them winning this one either. I would cut it in half. Give me Kansas City to get to Ober in the first 5 before Minnesota can get to Waka. It's the bullpen that bothers me, but Cameron went 8 innings last night, so whatever's left in the Royals bullpen is fresh. I still just want the first 5 in Kansas City. I think it's minus 130, 135, something along those lines.
You love breakdowns like that. You can get more of them on the best betting show ever. Joe, we're going to talk Padres and Diamondbacks, but what do you guys got on the show this week? I'm sure you guys are gearing up for football. You, Art, the Prez, when he feels like showing up. What do they got going on the show here today?
Oh, no, it's fantastic. It's been a Prez-free zone this week. So really, the shows have been the Emmy Award-winning best shows that you will ever see here. But unfortunately, I think I just saw a text. He's planning on showing up again tomorrow. So there goes that award. But we have been, yes, we've been doing we've already previewed the NFL, all the divisions here. We've gone over win totals. We're breaking down a little bit later. In fact, you guys can check it out. We did the offensive rookie of the year market yesterday. We're going to do the defensive rookie of the year market today. Art and I have also been giving out season win totals for college football. Let's not forget that'll be here before the NFL. Week 0 is still 3 weeks away, which is hard to believe. And Art and I have given out a couple of teams that we love, both under their win total and over their win total. We'll have another one coming up here today on the show.
I love it. Joe Raineri, Art DeCesar, sometimes Prez. The best show's probably sans Prez. But Joe, check out the best betting show ever. Like and subscribe here. You hit subscribe, you're always going to know when that show is posted here on WagerTalk TV. All right, Padres and D-backs, Joe. This pitching matchup, I think, is quite interesting when you just think about the difference of experience between these two. You got vet Walker Buehler, who's going to be on the mound for the Padres, and across from him, you got Arizona going again with a rookie lefty. It worked out for him last night. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Cole Drake will be on the mound here tonight, end of a 4-game set. Do the D-backs get this series win, or the Padres not only evening up this series, but evening up the entire series for the season, making it 5-5? How do you see this one shaking out, Joe?
Well, they're throwing another lefty at the Padres last night, and Bratt is another guy, rookie, that, I don't know, went 7 scoreless in that game. I think they had 1 hit in the game, the Padres. They don't hit lefties very well, and they made Bratt look like a Cy Young Award winner. They're going to get another young pitcher here with Arizona, but he's a lefty. I think he's only got, 3 starts to his name here. But this is a sneaky, important series, and it has been. Arizona right now leads the series 5-4 in the season. They're about a game and a half, 2 games apart from one another. They play again the final 3 games of the year. Keep that in mind, because the way it's shaping up in the rest of the National League, it's likely coming down to San Diego and Arizona. The Cubs are going to lock down that first wild card. And then it's really Arizona and San Diego, unless we're buying something else. Philadelphia will also be in there. But are we buying what? Marlins? Like, who's going to be that third wild card team? It's likely going to be one of these 2 teams. So this is a bigger than usual game for August, and they got a final series coming up at the end of the regular season, which is big. Walker Buehler started off pretty decently. He ended up beating the Dodgers, I think, in late June. And then after that, he's been nothing but a gas can. He's given up 2 earned, I think, in the last couple, 3 prior to that. He's hittable, and that's the bottom line here. And I think runs absolutely are coming in this game today. I do like the Padres. I lean the Padres because of experience. I like them to bounce back here. But ultimately, I don't see a lot separating these two teams outside of the first game, which was 5-1. Last night's was a dead over. I think tonight's is a dead over. Expect runs from both these lineups against 2 very suspect pitchers here, Dan.
WT.buzz/JR is where you can get Joe's bets. Joe, you would have been fresh off a sweep last night if the Tigers could have contributed at all, but sorry to bring that up as you were getting the Tigers and the Mariners. But you did grab 2 wins last night. What do you got going tonight for clients and moving forward? Because some great deals that are expiring soon that you can use over at Joe's page.
Yeah, well, I think my game is already off and running here. I'm on the Baltimore game, was one of my early plays. I got the first 5 under 5.5, even with Johnson pitching for the Angels. Getaway day, guys, 12:30 start. Both teams are flying out as soon as this game is over. It might take an hour and 20 minutes for this game to end 1-0. But I do have another play coming up. I got a free play in one of the afternoon games over at my page, and I got one best bet that as soon as we're done here, I'll be locking in over at WT.buzz/JR. Go grab them, and let's complete the sweep here today, Dan. Thanks.
I love it, Joe. Appreciate you, man. WT.buzz/JR. Sorry that the Prez will be back tomorrow, but you can always check out the best betting show right here on the channel. I know that's a bad beat. Heading in Friday, that's a bad beat. But you can check it out. Best betting show ever. Joe Raineri, Art DeCesar, Prez. Carm hops on there. Sometimes you get Brian Power. It's a great compliment to this show. Watch us live. Once we're done, best betting show right after us. Subscribe here to the channel and you'll never miss it.
A lot of things going up. We're going to break down the Hall of Fame game, and we're going to break down the Denver Broncos 9.5 wins. Just touch on it's a massive weekend starting today for us. We have a lot of tennis plays that go. We got 4 today alone. Just today, we've got a 5% UFC best bet that goes up. I gave you guys a PFL and UFC play that goes off on Saturday. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is the one, Dan. They are opening for Megadeth at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally at Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
This is so freaking cool. I'm so excited. But once again, we hit our 4% MLB play, ho-hum, just a casual 23-7 run on 4% plays. We've got one going. We actually got one going in the Angel Orioles. So we hit this one, and I'm feeling good about tonight's slate based on the line moves. Probably going to have another one tonight. So there's no reason to buy just one play. You got the 3 days, and you get 3 days free. We got a monster loaded card for the next few days. We got a really good bettable auto racing at NASCAR race, that 4% play that goes up. So you get 6 days for the price of 3, just $69. We're going to be running a special tomorrow for MLB and MMA for the rest of the year. But for now, just get the 3 days. Get the 3 days. You get 3 days added on. You get 6 days of all of our plays. Running red hot in a lot of sports, Dan.
And Andy, worth mentioning, props in the PLL, our lacrosse props, haven't been great this year. So we've laid off them a little bit here. You know, it's just the nature of the beast. Sometimes they're firing, sometimes not. So the props haven't been great, Andy, but paper trade and some sides and totals have been really good. We're going to have a PLL play that I love this weekend. So we'll talk about it a little bit on tomorrow's show, but you buy that 3 days, you get that 3 for free with this summer special. Props, full disclosure, guys, haven't been hitting them in the PLL, but these sides and totals, they have been working. I think we got a total posted right now, Andy, that makes no sense. So we're going to have a pretty sizable play on that. You grab these 3 days, you're going to grab that lacrosse play as well. And since it's been a while, maybe tomorrow on the show, we'll drop some free plays for you guys as well, because this is a card, 2 weeks left in the regular season, Andy. Teams that are giving up on the season, teams that are really need to make a playoff push. Got a great weekend of games in Boston and a great weekend of games in Philadelphia next weekend that I will be attending. So we're going to be firing through the end of this PLL season. So any of you lacrosse subscribers that haven't been happy, we're diving back into it. I got your back.
All right, so Seth wants to know, what are we taste testing this weekend? So when we do our live UFC shows, we do a taste test category every week. When it's a weak card, we have kind of a bizarro like theme. When we have a monster card, we break out a big boy category. This is not a great card. We're taste testing instant mashed potatoes.
Oh, wow. Instant mashed potatoes. That is,
yes.
I don't know how much instant mashed potatoes I could eat, Andy, but the threshold is probably low. Threshold is probably low, so I don't know how much of that I'll be trying.
Well, you don't need to try. You don't need to eat all of them, just a taste of everything. And the best thing about instant mashed potatoes is you patty them up, leftovers, saute them, and you get a potato cake that is just fantastic.
Oh, wow.
It's just fantastic.
Now we're talking.
The potato cakes the day after instant mashed potatoes
is better than the instant potatoes. That's fair.
It is officially confirmed, though, for UFC 331, which is a monster card. We're breaking out one of the big boy categories. We are taste testing Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Oh, that might be your finest work yet, Andy. I don't handicap UFC. I don't handicap MMA, but that might be a show I'm joining on because Ben & Jerry's my absolute jam. Fish food, I'm in. Half baked.
We're going to be taste testing a bunch of
ice
them.
cream ever. Yeah,
we will be ranking the Ben & Jerry's. So, all right, but enough of the taste. All right, let's do the Hall of Fame game. Here's my notes for the game because it's Hall of Fame game. First day,
all right.
Old-fashioned poop. Oh,
Hall of Fame
stop.
Game. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong graphic. That's my bad.
All right, Hall of Fame game. Interesting. The over is hitting 4 straight Hall of Fame games. The Panthers have a lot of injuries on defense. I don't think Carolina is going to be playing anybody on defense. They're certainly not going to be playing anybody tough. The Cardinals' defense is horrible to begin with. Here's another thing. There is rain coming before this game. That's going to make the field slick. I think this favors the offense. And we mentioned Haynes King is expected to get a lot of playing time. This guy is a fantastic rushing quarterback. Rushing quarterbacks work great in the preseason. Trey Lance last season was a cash cow for us and clients. He was fantastic because you drop back the pass. Oh, they guarded your wide receivers. You just run it. And the intensity for the defense to chase down a running quarterback is just not going to be there. We cashed on Haynes King in college. I think we're going to cash on him tonight. I would take him to score a touchdown. And I'm in on the over to hit 5 games in a row for the Hall of Fame game. Any notes, Dan?
Andy, and when we were hearing Yanni talking about this game a little bit earlier as well, he was saying, how the public's kind of lining up betting this under. Oh, did you see the video of the Arizona Cardinals offense? How bad they looked on the first day of preseason. Yeah, give me all of those narratives for sure, because the one thing that I think no one has mentioned on this show is the new look head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. You got Mike LaFleur in the house, probably a guy who would like to make a little bit of an offensive splash, especially the fact that everyone is saying, oh my God, you see how embarrassing the Cardinals look? And oh, you heard the Thursday hammer, all the continuity coming back for the Carolina Panthers. They could be on autopilot. So I lean towards the fact that you're getting a point with the Cardinals. I obviously would just go money line. I lean towards that. But the same way that you saw it, Andy, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Last 4 Hall of Fame games have seen not only gone over, they've seen 37 or more points. The highest of the 4 got all the way to 41. And you're seeing Yanni talking about people hammering this thing back down to 33. I don't think you got to rush to bet the over in this one, but football's back, Andy. Who wants to be cheering on an under? Over. And I'm leaning with Mike LaFleur and the Cardinals. That's the Hall of Fame game breakdown for me. Folks, bet this game responsibly. We have plenty of this is starting today, Andy. This Thursday, there will no longer be a Thursday till the end of the NFL season that you don't have football. Don't blow your load on the Hall of Fame game because don't forget it is an old-fashioned football. So
all right. Well, we have
responsible.
Well, Seth, love him, is taking the care to make things interesting. So we have a locked-in 3-day flex pass bet with Seth. Seth is taking the under. I am taking the over. So if the over hits, Seth has to buy a 3-day pass, and he gets 3 days free. So Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
What a
you're going to have
punishment.
3 days of the best time of free picks potentially. So we'll grade it, Andy. We'll call it 34. Since there are some 33s and a half, there's some 34 and a half. We'll grade it at 34. So a push potential.
34 and a half. Done.
34 and a half. I said 34. I was giving a little push potential. You want to grade it at 34 and a half?
30, no.
Okay, perfect.
Pushes on this show. We don't do ties. Kelly says
I miss soccer.
Kicking is for losers. I say ties are for losers. So.
I miss soccer. They're called draws, Andy. They're called draws.
Oh, I was thinking about the things that strangle you when you go to your awful corporate job. All right. So, all right. This is a polarizing over-under total. We have to talk about the Denver Broncos. I spent more time on this over-under total, Dan, than any team this season, including my own Indianapolis Colts, including your Philadelphia Eagles. So how does a team that went 14-3 and returns all important pieces to drop to 9.5 wins? I'm gonna get your thoughts here first. I have a lot, so I want to start with you. What do you think?
Yeah, and I don't want to steal any of your thunder because I think, the research you put in on this is spot on. For me, this line just feels like so in both seasons under Sean Payton, you've seen 10 or more wins, right? So that's where you start. And that's why this thing is lined at 9.5. But as Andy pointed out, 14 wins last year. And you're not going to throw up a 10.5. That's kind of telling for me. If they throw up a 10.5, all they're getting is under bets. This is the perfect number to entice action on both sides. For me, what did the Denver Broncos do in the offseason to get any better than what they were last year? Even with all that luck they had their way, you add Jalen Waddle, who's going to waddle off the sideline, injured multiple times throughout the year. Now, he probably comes back into the game because that's what he does. He catches a ball. He says, I'm hurt. He comes back in. He scores 2 touchdowns, right? But they added Jalen Waddle. Outside of that, Andy, when I was researching, I completely forgot when the draft rolled around. Their first selection in the draft didn't come until the 3rd round. There is no youth injection into this team. Sure, you got a young quarterback. You got a decent young roster. Does Bo Nix continue a forward progression? Maybe. But for me, Andy, 9.5, perfect. I mean, I give a slight lean towards the under simply because I think the Chiefs can't be as bad as they were last year. I mean, the way that they struggled through the last half of the season. Justin Herbert and the Chargers, they're always the sexy team heading here into it. I didn't like the Chiefs to win the division. That was one of my hot takes last season. I think this division is even more open than it was last year. So I have a slight lean towards the under just because I'm not really a Bo Nix guy. I don't think this team did much to get better, but 9.5 is the perfect number. If this thing went to 10, Andy, forget about it. I am nuking the under, but at 9.5, just never so slight lean there. I think you had the stronger feel on this one.
Sometimes you don't need to do a lot of handicapping. The books tell you a story. Sometimes we overthink things. A 14-win team goes to 9.5. So then I just casually went back to last year, and you brought this up. 1-score games, late comebacks were the story of the Broncos season. Yes. Now, they did get better as the season went on. If Bo Nix doesn't get hurt, their playoffs probably go a little bit better. But let me introduce you to the wins of the Broncos last season. Here are their wins. Home to the Titans. Home to the Bengals with Jake Browning as their quarterback. At your Eagles, where Saquon got 6 carries. Yeah, they beat the Jets. They beat the Jets, the Giants, the Cowboys. At Houston, that's a good win. Oh, wait, Davis Mills was the quarterback.
Yep.
10-7. That was the final score against the Raiders. A 1-score win on a last-second field goal against the Chiefs with Kareem Hunt as the starting running back. OT win against the Commanders with Marcus Mariota as the quarterback. A win at Raiders. Packers, they beat the Chiefs. Oh, wait, that was with no Mahomes in Week 17 And then the Chargers in week 18, when the Chargers sat everybody because their playoff position was locked up. There are no impressive wins on this schedule.
Nope.
And Bo Nix, I got questions about him. I think he's a good player. Is he a great player? I don't know. Look at the schedule to start the season. At Chiefs, Jags, Rams, at 49ers, Seahawks. They get the Raiders twice. They get the Dolphins and the Jets. But the end of the season, Bills, Patriots, Chargers. First glance, when you take a 14-win team and drop it down to 9.5, I think, over. I got questions about this team. The books are telling me a story. And when the books tell me a story, I am all ears. Under, I think they get to 9 wins.
I like the breakdown. I mean, and like I said, I lean that way. It's just, does the magic replicate? But we've seen this how many times? Like this was the whole Kevin O'Connell thing, when it was all 1-score games. And then what do the Vikings do? They regressed the next season. So it seems like the natural progression.
The Chiefs.
Yes, the Chiefs. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. And then Andy, you also, you broke that all down without also mentioning start the season. What is it? Against the Chiefs, Monday Night Football. I think that's how they're going to be kicking off the season. Yeah. So it's Monday Night Football to start the season. And then you got Jags, you got Rams, you got 49ers. Hopefully the 49ers turn off the substation so they're ready to play that game. Chargers, Seahawks, wild card Cardinals. Then you got the Panthers, Raiders, Broncos, Steelers. So the schedule sets up that they have some spots to go on little streaks here. But does that 1-score regression bite them? I could see that.
Yeah. It's going to be lean to the under. Is it going to make the client card? It is not. We need super, super strong, like ridiculous opinions. We've only got 3 of them that have made it to the client card. But yeah, if you're betting over on the Broncos, I just encourage you to look at those stats from last season. Their defensive numbers. I mean, they were playing Davis Mills. They were playing the Chiefs.
Exactly.
Mahomes. They were playing.
I don't think
Mariota. Like they're good. They're good. I'm not saying they suck. I'm saying just these regression stats, like you said, the O'Connell stats, the Chiefs stats.
Yes.
These things in the NFL just have a way of coming back.
I also would say, and I guess this is how we can kind of end it too, Andy, is, you're also at 9.5. I would be surprised, and some people might have a stronger feeling or not. If this was a client play for anyone, I would find it pretty head scratching, to be quite honest with you, because I think 9.5 is such a good number. Like for it to be something that gets elevated, you need a full point of value, and you're talking a quarter point, maybe a half point that you're getting on a season win total. They're going to hold on to your money. This needs to be one that screams, and it's one that you can make a case for both sides. I think the stronger case is towards the under, but 9.5. That's why those lights are always on. That's a damn good number. Damn good
14
number.
wins and the books moving to 9.5, and we don't know what to do with them. It's why the books are the books, man. Just like sometimes the books tell you what's going on. Rod says, don't bet the fever. They know Ace is winning. Rod, leave it in the comment section after the show. Give us your WagerTalk username. If you believe that the Aces are going to win, type Wise Guys. If you think the Fever are going to win, Schmize Guys. And me and Yanni are teaming up for the Schmize Guys. So we want to give away a 3-day pass today. So leave it in the comments after the show. And Rod, appreciate you. What's the Thursday Hammer? The Thursday Hammer, go back and watch it, but it is... I got to be honest. I'm pretty happy with my performance for the Thursday Hammer.
That was well done, and Yanni's participation was excellent. He did the lean in. Yanni, credit to him. But Panthers money line. Panthers we ended up with the Thursday Hammer solely because the preseason openers often favor the team with a more stable quarterback rotation, and because early market support
with Kenny Pickett.
The Panthers. Yes.
With Kenny Pickett.
That was Andy and I like the over in the game ever so slightly.
I like
but the Thursday Hammer from @WagerWhisperer, the Thursday Hammer, Panthers money line. Are we making it 3 straight?
Absolutely. All right. Gave you the 3-day pass, get 3 days free. And it's a great day to jump on board. Flex passes is a really good day. Tomorrow, probably good day for Flex Pass. Saturday, absolutely. If you have Flex Passes, save it for myself and my team because we have some monster plays on Saturday. So I know Flex Passes are big at WagerTalk, so I'm going to do a better job of telling you, hey, Today's a good day for flex pass. Today's not. Today, decent. We had a 4% MLB play that's already gone off. So save it for Saturday.
Saturday will be massive, and that's where we'll have a PLL play as well. That's one of our favorites of the season. So Saturday going to be a huge day between UFC, these tennis tournaments, PLL coming on. So Saturday, great day. Use Andy Lang's team in the flex pass.
Yep, 34.5 is the line that we're using officially tonight. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. We're going to be back same time, same place tomorrow. We got a loaded show. Teddy's going to be here. A little birdie told me Carm is going to be here. Marco's going to be here. It's going to be an
representation
awesome
from
show.
the bald community. Let's go.
He's back from his World Cup tour. His Carm, he just took his. He's like somebody that won the Super Bowl, just like showing off the trophy, going from one city to another. So we'll get to talk to Carm, basking in the glow of his World Cup performance. Thanks for joining us, guys. Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell that we get notified when all these shows go live. Good luck on your bets.